Great characters can introduce you to a story, but the environment is what makes you believe the world actually exists. Creature Scouts is an original animated series concept about two sisters who discover a hidden sanctuary filled with extraordinary creatures. In the last episode, I created the visual identity for the show. Now, I'm taking the next step and bringing the world itself to life. Today, I'm using Photoshop Generative Fill to transform a simple starting image into a larger fantasy environment. I'll extend the scene, create creature habitats and world building details, and then use Generative Upscale to prepare the final artwork at a larger scale. The goal is to create an environment that doesn't just look interesting, but feels like a real location with its own story. Step 1. Establish the location and composition. Before I start generating anything, I need to decide what this location is and how it supports the story. The Creature Scout Sanctuary isn't just a generic enchanted forest. It's a hidden ecosystem filled with different creatures, pathways, habitats, landmarks, and areas for Ayla and Luna to discover. For this scene, I'm focusing on one key sanctuary location and establishing the basic composition first. This could be the entrance to a sanctuary, a central gathering area, or a habitat connected to one of the elemental creatures I've already designed. I'm also thinking about the image in layers: foreground, middle ground, and background. Those layers will help create a stronger sense of depth and make the environment feel larger and more explorable. At this stage, I'm not trying to solve every detail. I just need a strong starting point, a clear focal area, and enough visual information for Photoshop to build from. Step 2. Extend the environment with Generative Fill. Now I'm going to expand the canvas and use Generative Fill to extend the environment beyond the original image. This is one of my favorite ways to use generative tools during concept development because I don't know exactly what the entire world looks like before I start. I can begin with one strong section and gradually build outward. As I extend the canvas, Photoshop uses the existing artwork as visual context, helping the generated areas connect with the lighting, perspective, colors, and overall atmosphere of the scene. I'll generate a few variations and compare how each one changes the composition. I'm not necessarily looking for the option with the most detail. I'm looking for the version that feels like the strongest continuation of the image and creates the best opportunity for storytelling. This lets me explore the scale and direction of the environment quickly without manually building every new section from the beginning. Step 3. Add world building details and creature habitats. Once the larger environment is established, I can start making smaller selections and adding more intentional details throughout the scene. This is where the location starts feeling specific to Creature Scouts. I might add unusual plants, oversized mushrooms, glowing markings, twisted roots, creature shelters, bridges, rock formations, or other natural elements that make the sanctuary feel magical. Instead of trying to generate the entire environment with one long prompt, I like working in smaller passes. I'll select one specific area, describe the detail I want, generate a few variations, and then move on to the next part of the image. Keeping the prompt's focus gives me more control over where each element appears and how it supports the overall composition. I'm also thinking about how the creatures would actually interact with this environment. Where would they sleep? What would they eat? How would they travel through the habitat? And what details could show that the creature has been there even when it isn't visible? Maybe there's tracks along the pathway, a nest hidden in the trees, or glowing plants growing around the creature's shelter. Those small storytelling details help turn the environment from a decorative background into a location that feels connected to the larger world of the series. Step 4. Refine the scene and use Generative Upscale. Now that the main environment is working, I'm going to do a final refinement pass. I can use Generative Fill to replace areas that feel distracting, repair awkward transitions, simplify unnecessary details, or test alternative elements without changing the rest of the composition. At this stage, I'm also checking the lighting, depth, and focal point. The environment can have plenty of detail, but I still want the viewer to immediately understand where to look. I want the scene to feel immersive without becoming visually overwhelming. Once I'm happy with the final concept, I can use Generative Upscale to create a larger version of the artwork with more usable resolution and detail. This becomes especially helpful when I want to place the environment into a presentation, create larger promotional artwork, crop into different sections, or continue developing the scene at a bigger scale. It helps me move from a fast concept exploration into artwork that feels much more presentation ready. Now that I have a finished sanctuary environment, the next step is bringing the characters and creatures into it. In the next episode, I'll use Photoshop Harmonize to blend those separate assets naturally into one cohesive scene and start creating finished promotional key art for Creature Scouts. See you in the next one.